3,402 people died on zero day.
Mullen, thanks for coming.
Madam President, so what's the plan?
Congress is authorizing a special zero-day commission hunting down anyone who aided and abetted this horrific attack.
You're just going to grab people off the streets without warrants.
Actually, you are.
Okay, one of the most legendary actors of all time is making the move to the small screen for the first time. And he only spoke with one station here in Chicago. This gentleman right here.
We got the exclusive one, man. This was a big deal. His new it's a 6-episode limited series. It's called Zero Day. It's very much worthy of his talent. Robert De Niro is absolutely incredible in the series. He plays a former president tasked with uncovering the truth behind a cyber attack on America. And I spoke with Robert De Niro and his Zero Day co-star Lizzie Kaplan about the series. And I used this series as an excuse to look back over some of De Niro's most iconic movies, like The Godfather Part 2. And we pointed out that we were sitting in New York City exactly 50 years after he drove around the streets filming a little movie called Taxi Driver.
So much of this show is about looking to the past for help. A current president reaches out to a former president to say, hey, I'm in this impossible situation, can you help me? And I want to use that as a springboard to point out what I think is a really interesting commonality between the two of you, which is that both of you have played younger versions of iconic Oscar-winning characters. Obviously, Annie Wilkes, Kathy Bates, and Vito Corleone with Marlon Brando. So in the spirit of looking to the past for help, I'm curious, what was your relationship to the past, to those actors and those performances that helped you pull off what a lot of people would say was an impossible situation?
I want to hear your answer on this.
Well, in my case with Godfather 2, I guess, I went up to, at the Gulf and Western building at the time, with one of the producers, Gray Fredrickson, and we took a reel-to-reel recorder, tape recorder, and just recorded the scenes in the screening room, in the theater, of the Brando scenes. And that's what I worked with. I took those and kept them with me for the whole movie while I was shooting. And it was just kind of to study where I could fit in things, or the way he did something, or I could do it similarly, or similarly enough that you get the connection.
Did he ever react?
No, I didn't know him then. I knew him after. I had to be funny with him after, and I did a movie with him, but that was years later.
50 years ago this year, 1975, you were here in New York City filming what is my favorite movie of your career, which is Taxi Driver. And I've always heard the mythologized version of you talking to me.
Talking to me? Well, who the hell else are you talking? Talking to me?
I've always heard different people's version. The big story being that Mr. Scorsese basically said, just ad-lib something in front of the mirror. I'd love to get your memory of that day, of Mr. Scorsese's direction, and also just your understanding of who Travis Bickle was that would, you think, make him say something like that.
Well, Marty remembers better than I do, because there was a scene where he's with the gun that's coming out of the sleeve and stuff. I forget if there was any dialogue in this. I have it. I haven't looked at it in years. That's where it seemed right to have that kind of conversation with himself. That's what I did. But seriously, Marty, I don't know if you ever talked to him, but he'll know the actual what happened. I forgot, and I haven't looked at it. So.
Do people, when you deliver a line like that, do people make a big deal in the moment, or is it years later that you start recognizing, oh, this is kind of caught on. This has become a thing?
I didn't realize it till years later. I was driving at night in Culver City, and this car with a bunch of kids pulls up next to me and says, "Are you talking to me?"
That was the first moment you went, "Oh, this isn't going anywhere."
Zero Day is streaming now on Netflix. We're going to have more from Robert De Niro and his co-star Lizzie Kaplan coming up in the next hour of Good Day Chicago.
Jay, kudos to you just for being able to be in that room and get those questions out. I'd have been too nervous.
Oh, dude, trust me, I still, knock on wood, I've been lucky enough to have interviewed him. That's, probably 12 times by now.
Okay.
I still get, someone like that, I always say that I get nervous around the people who were stars when I was a kid. Yeah. People who were like the legends, and for us, it's
that guy.
Right? He's a GOAT.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks,
Jake,
guys.
thank you very much.
Brother.
We're back with more right after this.